All I'm saying is, you show them a picture like that, there are a bunch of guys that are going to bark like they want it. That's all I'm saying.
I would.
Such is life in Germany. And in case. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been 2 weeks.
It's been so long that when last we met, I had not suffered fucking heat stroke.
Nor had I. Oh, yes. So, of course, Bill and I were in England for a week, a little over a week, to do the meetup with Nerd Products so that I could go on Lotus Eaters and meet up with other friends, including Kami Mark, who we hung out with and did a little gay off with, perhaps. Which actually didn't end up being as explosive as I was anticipating, but was still fun. And as I...
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. As I anticipated, though, meeting up with people from all over the world, I have the con flu now, so I am sick, but it's not too... It just hit me starting today, so...
It's a mild one.
It's well, so far. We'll see.
It's one of those ones where you just wake up, you got to sneeze out all the, like...
Just my throat
congestion,
hurts,
and then you're fine.
And my muscles ache. But that's
one fisherman's
that's a
friend, and you're right as
combination.
rain.
I can't try those. They make me want to puke, dude.
You have to learn to use them.
Mm.
It's a dangerous forbidden technique of cough lozenges.
Fisherman's friend is the flavour of paedophiles.
Listen, no one's arguing that eucalyptus does not taste like something that only enjoyed by pedos. However, they do taste like AIDS. However, they are a very effective, like, anti-congestant. Also, I think they are mildly poisonous.
Anyway,
eucalyptus, after all.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, despite popular demand.
Yeah, right.
After careful consideration, we'll keep doing this until it stops paying us money.
And speaking of, I will post a link actually in the chat to the video Mark posted as well here in a second. Let me get to that.
Start in general chat.
I'll post it in the
yes.
chat.
You can hear Aiden's voice and see her for approximately 1.5 seconds.
And I think that my back appears.
Yeah,
terrifying.
Yeah, I tried really hard to edit around Bill. Like,
Bill does not.
There's nothing funnier. There's nothing funnier than going into that place, blacking that bloke so he stayed in the front of the building, standing 3 feet from a book that says "How to Spot Fascists." Like, stood directly next to it, making sure that as I'm talking to him, I'm like, it's in view and it's facing him.
Well, of course, Bill is a man of indescribable politics, but he would certainly describe you as a fascist, Bill, I'm sure. But then again, he'd probably describe
He's
Mark
willing
as a
to call
fascist,
the communist of this team a fascist. Now, whilst it is true that Mussolini had his start as a socialist, a journalist, the operative bit being that there being journalist, as we all know, all journalists are
exactly
the kind of people who would...
Right.
The
lowest of the low.
But in any case, does anyone recall the events of last week? They were quite eventful, if nothing else. Say last week, last time we'd met.
Bro, my brain is broken after this last week, so... Anyone else?
Any other takers?
Penny? Han?
Listen, my brain has been
Carl.
fried by second week of college.
Alright,
I don't
Penny's
know.
also... Right, yeah.
Carl's
Bill?
mouth is full, but give me 30 seconds.
Everyone's brain is fried, Bill. You might remember best.
No, my mouth is full.
No, Carl's really... Oh, his just mouth was what? I thought you said you... I don't know, I misunderstood. Like I said, I'm not going to be firing all thrusters tonight.
In any case,
I'll say.
you were led through to the foreman's office, as it were, the person in charge of this entire slaving operation, a Duergar cleric of the god of toil and slavery. And after a rather protracted and dangerous conflict, found yourselves victorious. Though it did mean some casualties, unfortunately. With Baz, unfortunately, succumbing to an attempt to curtail some spiritual issues. And in the immediate aftermath of the fight, losing an arm, much of his right side. Furthermore, after some more finagling and using the newly acquired ritual dish, you managed to crack the stone surface of the statue, which was the very last thing you left on.
Yes, I do believe Albert was doing his best as a therapy dog too, to help him
Indeed.
not hyperventilate and succumb.
Indeed. Anything I might have forgotten, ladies and gents?
I've got my beat shock now.
Yeah, you're currently, you gave yourself kind of a sort of spicy goodbye and have found yourself on a beach, currently tussling with one of the locals.
He's beaching off a local. He's embracing his inner kin and contesting him for the role of beach.
We're having a friendly punch out.
Oh yeah, Eris has Baz's heart that is now a holy artifact, I believe.
I believe so. Technically a saint's heart, which is its own
Tit for
thing.
tat. It'll be fine.
We'll have to look up that from the Book of Exalted Deeds, because I always forget what that does. But it's quite potent for magic casting, I know that much. Okay, before we continue forward, I need to, of course, get back our most important documents, of course. Random tables 1 and 2. Lest we forget our origins here. Ooh, Adobe's living up to its name. Good grief. So, everybody ready?
More or less.
Yep.
Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be.
Yep.
Okay. Has everyone leveled up, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm just typing in the spells.
No.
Uh-oh.
It's okay, man. I'll help you out. And you make us look on. Gonzo.
Well, I didn't find. To be fair, I didn't find out about it, which I should have known, but I forgot about it till about an hour ago as well. So
I just straight up
Thinking
had
of these-
Han take care of it.
You just get Pathfinder regular paladin stuff this level, which is Divine Bond, and you get another. And of course, you started your spell casting. So you have a few spells. You've got an extra one this level at level 1 spell, and another one, and you get your Divine Bond, which is your choice of a mount or enchanting your weapons or armor.
Oh shit, right. I am Witch 4.
You can have such example mounts as a giraffe, a yak, a zebra, or a giant seahorse. If you were small, you could in fact have a capybara.
Capybara is my favourite non-human mammal on Earth, I reckon.
Oh, dude, Mark, we were gonna go to the Cotswolds Wildlife Park, and I had a thing set up to pet the capybaras, but that was a day it was hotter than Satan's butthole, so we passed. And I wanted to see the capybara. I also love capybara. So sad.
Like, it's just like a giant guinea pig. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no, the giant guinea pig's gonna get me. Like, so much fun, I imagine that is.
But they just like to sit in hot springs with yuzus on their head.
They just vibe. Have
Mhm.
you seen a video of capybaras getting zoomies? It's great. It's so cute.
I love capybara.
Can you hear that? That's the sound of everyone from the spiteful side of the audience going, "We're going to make capybaras appear just to kill them."
No, no.
No, don't throw money
Don't worry.
at us.
It's legal during Lent.
Fair.
Yes,
sure
They're
it is.
considered
Technically.
fish.
Yeah.
So if you're
I'm sure
pescatarian and Catholic,
Yeah.
they're just like giant guinea pigs. Like,
Yeah.
they eat guinea pigs, don't they? So I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll be fine. I'll eat one if it comes along.
Oh, I love
As all should be.
capybara.
of more pressing concerns
my
you
train
have
of
should be the
thought.
fact that the statue is now cracking open as it begins to unpetrify. Also, my audio has cut out yet again on the Dwarf Temple audio. There we go. Let's bump it up a bit. As you watch as the statue begins to finally revert back to flesh, the thin layer of stone and compacted dead skin sloughing off in chunks.
The ghost's reaction is to open up a knapsack and begin collecting the falling pieces of biomass.
It is essentially a layer of stone and layers of dead skin so tightly compacted they've fossilized.
Crunchy bones.
But it's clear that the actual matter of the skin has been completely mulched.
It will be useful.
Who knows? Okay. With one heaving breath, the figure crashes to the ground onto his hands and knees, gasping for breath. As what you're left with, I'll just move this one to this layer, and I of course have put it on the wrong layer. As you're left with a young man, who, thanks to some, careful cloth placement on the statue before it was depetrified, does have some semblance of his modesty remaining. Though not much, it should be said.
Oh, could you open that big again? I actually clicked it away.
Ooh.
Thank you.
What should be which can't really be understated, is the stature of this person. Whilst his build is more athletic than hulking, say like Baz's, he is a half a head taller than Baz was.
He's dressed quite provocatively, though.
It's essentially like a very particularly tall, lean man. The scale is very slightly off, and you can't quite place it. I will state that despite the picture, he does not have a sword in his hip. He is not armed, nor does he have any kind of plate armor. He is garbed in just a waist mat, which seems to have been looped around the statue whilst it was being used for rituals. It seems to be a now tattered ritual garb of some kind, or perhaps some long length of scrolls on cloth. In any case, he as he lays lays prostrate, his entire body scrunches up as every muscle flexes, and he coughs up a prodigious amount of grey stone-like slurry. Almost like his body is just vomiting forth a stream of crude concrete.
Sorry, this makes me think of rock tumblers.
The ghosts
very similar, in fact.
The ghosts speak. Hi! Would you like some bread?
He tries to lever himself up, trying to get his bearings. As you look down, you notice there is a crowbar wound in his solar plexus. And he is bleeding quite prodigiously.
I'll glance at my crowbar just to check, did I do that?
Yes, it appears to be where you jammed your crowbar into his ribcage and twisted it.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would do.
The Phantasmagoria may move away. Ludum approaches with the dropper. Dabs some. Extends One hand forward. Would you like to be healed?
Kind of presses his hand over the wound. You know, as he clenches his hand, there's quite an amount of strength there. He's actually succeeding in holding the wound shut with just his grip strength alone, even as weakened state. Though he doesn't speak yet, he eyes you suspiciously as if he's trying to ascertain your purpose.
From the back. He's not trying to kill you! Yet! I can't really tell. It's hard to control these two. But he is trying to give you life. Dropaga, nigga. Something with age. It hurts to think.
There are worse fates than something as simple as death. He speaks in quite clear common, strangely enough. Though he'll cycle through a few languages. He'll say the same thing in a few languages. If any of you know Durga or Dwarvish or any of the kind of subterranean languages, he'll rattle the same thing off in those as well.
What is kind of subterranean?
Terran,
Terran.
Drow, Durga, Dwarvish, Darrow. Any of the subterranean races will really do.
Terran. No, it's translate for the party.
He does say in common as well. It seems that he's had a lot of time in his hands to learn new languages. I'll be good. I will be well in time. This does not threaten my life.
Still, we're sorry. Business. I don't blame you for what happened. I'm sure you were conscious the entire time. But things are in motion because of your capture.
My capture was longer ago than I can even fathom. Before this island rose from the waves.
Who are you?
He'll specifically look you dead in the eyes. I would have your name first.
He blinks. Just mine, or his too? The finger pointing off in the distance towards Almond.
He'll point his own finger at you. Just you. You are addressing me, I would have your name before I give you mine. There are too many creatures on this island who would abuse such things. And names are privilege.
We know. People in here have had their names taken from them. An entire clutch. Fair. Salute him.
Good. My name is Victoros, son of Brunt. He'll lever himself up to his full height, where he's kind of like hunched underneath the ceiling. Not that I am unhappy to be freed. I owe you all a great boon. As anyone would, having been freed from such confines after so many centuries. But what brings you to such a place?
Carl.
The ghosts share a glance between themselves. Ludum speaks.
That was an intentional shade, by the way. Just so we're clear.
I came here to get back what was taken from me when we were investigating where you were being kept. He is stuck with me along for the ride. points a finger over towards the rest of the party in general vicinity. They are people who are from this island in this time period.
Not from this island, but okay.
Time period, not island.
I fear without my pact with the Lord of Summons that I may not be much use to you in that. Though I know a few things of the art. From what I've been told, or rather what I've had screamed at me by these. He'll kind of gesture down to the felled Duergar that are scattered around. These malignants. The art has been lost since my incarceration.
Who do you serve?
No living man, and even in life none. My father before me was the judicial champion of Vortan himself. But I served no one in my free life, and I served no one in my imprisonment.
Why was there a scroon scratched into your chest?
A signifier of my pact to the Lord of Summons. Through me, his vestige is bound to the world. He's allowed to have some meaning to himself again. But this is a mutual agreement. It's not some petty bargain for my soul. No one owns that but me.
I wish I knew what it was like having my own soul again.
If you find yourself bound, sir, then I would offer you any help I could.
Yeah, it's a long story. It doesn't really matter now. Want some bread? Got some bread. I have some wheels in it.
I must admit, I have not much appetite at the moment. He looked down at kind of the slurry of broken down granite that is just kind of spilled over the floor.
Okay.
If you've any wine, I may take you up on that.
Let's see what we got in the bag here. Okay, we got red, blood of youth.
His face scrunches. Upon hearing the blood of youth, his face scrunches up. He seems very perturbed by the concept of it. He's probably not seen, you know this, he's probably not seen them extract this stuff himself, but he's probably seen the stuff previously and can kind of, well, nothing called the blood of youth is anything good. I'll put it that way.
One ghost looks up. That was nothing like that. The guy we fucking murdered tried to give it to us as like a peace offering, and we just have it. I'm not gonna make any more of it. People that we don't like, you know, war.
I would hope not. This place, I've lost all taste for it. Tell me, is there a surface anymore? Or is it just more of these infernal stone walls above us?
There is a surface, but we're going to have to possibly fight our way out.
That I can do.
We're in good company. In fact, somebody wants to see us. Can you walk on your own?
He nods. Give me a moment. As he will reach up to... He'll tentatively place a hand underneath his other, the one that's holding the wound in place, and there's kind of a wrenching, cracking noise. You'll have to give me a moment to compose myself. And with a wrenching, wet noise, he, disgorging from the wound, is this large chunk of somewhere between iron and bronze. As he pulls out what, at first glance, appears to be some kind of curved sword, but upon further inspection, appears to be the head of some kind of glaive. Now I am properly dressed. He'll motion towards the door with the chunk of metal. Lead the way. He's a little woozy on his feet, but we each stride as he's trying to dismount from the plinth he has spent seemingly thousands of years on.
Hmm.
The
He's
two
starting to get his bearings again.
Phantasmatori will begin flanking him, offering an arm on both sides.
He'll kind of nudge the arms aside. I'll be okay. I need only time. I am unused to walking for a while.
Well, we know that feeling. Try being stuck in a tree. It's boring in there.
Stone is enough for me. I don't wish to take a second spin with eternity.
Well, anybody else want to be the leader, or are we giving it to Jackass Supreme here? He also turns. He turns in his direction. Longer story, but I'll give you the simplistics. Me and him are not the same person. I'm stuck here because he killed me. Deals with gods. I don't like him, but we work together.
You'd be surprised how common that was back in my day.
Regardless, the woman holding what I can only assume is the bane of our existence is, well, holding what was the leader of our group. I don't know how long he's gonna be like that.
Kind of leans in past all the undead, or pseudo-undead as the case now may be, and kind of sniffs at the heart slightly. I wager not long. My father's tribe was similar. It did not take them long to bounce back from something as simple as this.
Quite. Also, just preliminary procedure. We are corruptors and possessors. Are you against the concept of possession for the purposes of combat advantage?
I'm afraid that I'm only allowed to host my own pacts. I cannot host another. He can motion toward the wound on his chest. If my pact were to reignite whilst another spirit was inhabiting me, I would fear for its continued existence.
Is it just when they're inside you, or any kind of psychological connection to you?
To give the rundown, because I'll give this as a free kind of sense move. Essentially, what he's saying is, if the pact he has on his chest were to kick back in, and it could do very quickly, and you were if you were just possessing him at the time, it would telefrag you.
Ah.
It would evaporate you. And worse yet, it could incorporate you into its substance, and you would become a vestige rather than a person. And it would actually take your place as a more manifested creature.
Okay, fair enough. Old magic, timey-wimey.
He kind of, as he's moving around the group, and he's doing so with a fair amount of grace for someone of his stature, he's kind of he looks down on the various Supergorias, and with a scowl on his face, as if he's looking at just a pile, like someone presented him with a pile of rotting meat.
Udum calls.
So he seems to be bemused by the hand.
You don't have a problem against the undead, do you?
The deathless are. Well, my father had no problem with them, but where I come from, we considered them unclean.
Fair.
Though ancestors are a different beast.
If it makes you feel better.
Which would you be, sir? Are you a malignant spirit, or are you an honored ancestor?
He's got a teleport in front of him. You don't want to do a pop? Okay. Just That sounded funnier in my head. We'll teleport in front of him. I exist because I exist. I'm not malignant. I don't mean harm to humanity, unless something means harm to me. I respect nature and freedom. Those two things are automatons that are effectively trophies from dealing with a giant creature that was summoned with, I can only assume, your bond.
These gutter scum, and he'll kick some of the remaining chunks of dust that were that Durga, are good at one thing, other than dying, of course, which is they got to grasping with the construction of these great beastly machines. I dare say I may have picked up a trick or two of theirs.
Cool.
But if you know what you're doing, and I do, they should not pose much of a threat to us. And he's speaking with an utmost confidence in this moment.
Yeah, if you're confident in your ability, I don't have a problem. I'm losing composure. The longer I'm away from the rest of the mass, the more my original personality starts to take place. It's not easy being deathless. Learning the concept of life.
Being is never easy, but you get used to it.
Had to. He'll teleport. Everyone else will keep walking, but he'll teleport.
He'll, upon spotting Mattoon, he'll kind of move over to him. Completely, it's despite his injuries and the long period of time he spent trapped in stone, he's moving with a deal of grace that would put the majority of actual, like, even some of the acrobats you know, to shame. Even the people lighter on their feet than most. And with a movement, he kind of grasps the kobold by the shoulders and just says to him, I remember you. Are you and yours safe now? Or is there more work to be done? Mattoon kind of looks confused because it's clear that he doesn't quite know who this is. And all they can really do is manage a small squawk of surprise. Don't worry. And with that, I actually probably wouldn't pick him up because he's still holding the wound, but lead the way, little one. And he'll give him a nudge with his foot. The rest of you, you have my thanks, and I am in your debt. If there is anything you would ask of me, let me know, and I will aid you how I can.
Be very careful with life debts right now. Because if he takes you up on that, he might make you, rampage revenge. He's very touchy about these kind of things. Be serious.
If a beast needs slaying, then I will slay it. But until then...
not so much a beast, but whoever was responsible for the seal that was placed on the door that you were being kept. Which reminds me, do you remember there being a seal placed on that door? Looks like a big spiral pattern that leads into the center. Black stone, ghost trap inside.
It's many years ago now, but I remember hearing scratching when they put that door shut before me. I think they may have made some precautions back then.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted anyone learning what I knew.
Yeah, whoever took you without having to break the door down, and the giant mass of ghosts that also happened to be tied to us got pulled inside the stone, so... Boss man's a bit touchy. He's not gonna hurt anybody out of right, but if he had gotten
Do not worry yourself. Releasing spirits from a trap is child's play.
Well, if you say so. Alright, everybody, Let's go talk to the other guy. Whoever he is. I just can't see the other one.
The figure will address the rest of the party. I take it you are associated. He'll kind of lean ahead towards the cadre of ghosts. Or are you perhaps friends of circumstance down here? Many things are, I suppose.
Well, for the most part, I think we've gone through enough trauma and pain that we've kind of been able to establish some level of friendship. But for the most part, they found me in a tree. I was stuck to him. Then we had to go fight. Oh no, that's right. When you were inside that statue and you saw that vision he tried to show us, do you happen to know what that was? That circle of people dancing outside?
I'm afraid I am not familiar. I have seen many cults rise and fall in this land. Before the Duergar, I have seen so many. I've seemed to have seen at least 3 for every passing of an eon.
Well, whatever it was, it looked like it was gathering inside the town square above. I think this might have been an elaborate trap, or a second phase of a plan. Well, time's of the essence, I suppose. Best way to find out is to get back to the surface. We're not getting
If I
out of here.
trust my gut, I feel it is more a case of serendipity or synchronicity.
That's a big word. Can you break it down for me? It's hard to move the phantasmagoria.
He'll write it down, but when you look down, it's like all written in cuneiform. It's not a language you understand. He's like scratched it into a chunk. He literally picks up a chunk of granite and scratches it with like the pommel of the glaive head sword. You notice now that he's actually taken his hand off his wound, and there is a large congealed scab. It's still raw, quite raw, but it has stopped bleeding, which is fairly impressive because you're fairly certain that Comrade snapped one of his ribs almost clean off his sternum. This was a man who just took he's had a crowbar put between his ribs and wrenched downwards. He took quite a pummeling. But it has actually stopped bleeding, so if anyone wants to roll any knowledge about this man, be my guest.
I'll do a detect bourgeoisie.
Your bourgeoisie actually draws back some particularly conflicted results. Mainly because I'm not sure how one would categorize someone who is the son of a judicial champion from thousands of years ago, and there's no current power structure in place of which he's a member. So it's kind of a strange one. I would say probably not.
The Ludum will teleport back almost directly in his face.
He
It's
does
kind of
not
like he's pressed up against the wall in this case.
Okay, I need to ask, when you say up to his face, do you mean are you floating off the ground to match him in height, or are you on the ground like staring him in like the solar plexus?
Basically holding the wall like a wall crawler at his height.
Okay. Okay, as you like chew on the grudge out of the wall. Again, he does not flinch. Was there something you wanted to say?
He looks over at Comrade's direction. If I were to ask you a question of if you were to fight for the people and their rights, would you be inclined to say that you would or wouldn't?
It would depend on the people.
I am the greatest champion of the people, like on the island or something, and I'll throw my crowbar in the air. Not throw it, thrust it in the air.
Yeah. It's kind of a dull
You could throw it and do a little flip, catch it.
As you kind of raise up your crowbar as like a battle cry, it clinks off the ceiling. Sort of like unfortunately I have my crowbar on me, but
Did he answer the question?
I
Not only did I
Even when
say
that-
yes, I did a full musical rendition of Les Miserables, beginning to end. Like, yeah, yes.
I must say, I've never been shy about fighting for my tribe.
And how do you feel about the concept of currency?
He kind of looks at you like he's not sure what you mean.
I take it you don't understand the concept of money.
I really can't say I do. I've seen plenty of barter. I've seen strange tokens and trinkets from over the years, but I don't really know what it is.
Who owns the trees?
Nobody owns the
The
trees.
confused look on his face is enough. Like,
They are-
I'll give him a crowbar.
No need. He'll motion to the back spike of the glaive. It looks kind of slightly crowbar-ish in places. Don't worry. I can fend for myself.
He'll give a tepid glance over to the rest of the party, but then linger on comrade while answering. Oh, the crowbar is his way of saying that you're a comrade. Yeah, this one's a communist.
My condolences. Still, I have seen it succeed in some small tribes. He'll shove the crowbar through the waist of his waistcloth. Thank you for your honor, sir. So, he'll glance around the rest of you. Have the rest of you names, or are you victims to these creatures down here?
The ghosts will wait to answer. Well, guys, don't be rude. Guys, don't be rude. The man wants to know your name.
If you do not wish to share it with me, I will understand. We live in contentious times.
Yeah.
But I thought I would offer, you know.
Give him some time. Come around. The little motel will teleport outside. We can't keep the man waiting.
Okay.
If you see any of these lizard fellas on the way, you're allowed to kill them, by the way. Because they're not human.
You should free them. They're slaves.
I have no desire for these creatures.
I'll boot this little pig fellow.
Please roll to boot Slappy.
No, no. As soon as I see this happening, I will protect Slappy.
No, I want to see that roll, because if he rolls a nat 20, you can't parry it. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
No, not Slappy, no!
Roll it, roll it, roll it!
Not Slappy, no! Oh my god. No, not
18.
Slappy!
I just imagine the atoms are like perfect in that moment to phase through your hand. If it would've
Is
been
there
a nat
anything I
20
can
at
try to
least.
do to protect? I'd throw
Roll your
myself. My own what? Dance? What?
A dance or attack, whatever you want to do.
I just want to protect Slappy. I just want to jump in front of him.
Roll whatever you feel would be most appropriate.
What would be most appropriate? Let me think. I guess, can I try to yoink him? Would that be sleight of hand? Would you try to grab him real quick?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna be anything close to that, but
Okay. Time for Slappy's turn. Ooh.
no.
Okay. Conrad, you give a hefty, swinging of your foot, attempting to huff the small creature in the face.
No.
And as you look down, you find that attached to your foot at this present moment is Slappy, who has bitten into the armor of your leg and has attached itself to you.
Cool.
And
I'm just going to
it's
carry
putting-
on like a boss.
It's putting a sizable dent in your armor, which is a bit concerning.
Guess I'll. No, I'm just gonna leave him on there. And act like I don't even care because I'm that hard. Because I'm trying to impress that guy. Remember.
Okay. Anyone else wanted to roll knowledge checks or any other interjections?
Oh, right. Yeah, I went to the bathroom real quick. I guess I'll just roll. I guess just geography. I don't know what else. See if I
Okay.
can recognize anything else about.
It is very clear from his
Okay.
physiognomy that this man essentially predates any kind of civilization on the island.
Okay.
Judging by the weapon designs, these are designed. Could you roll me a history check, in fact?
Yep.
If anyone has history, roll them.
Chemistry.
Okay. That glaive head is. Well, you're not sure what it's made from, but that design predates pretty much any kind of structure. And it is a prehistoric design. Early Bronze Age.
I will do something interesting, and Almond will turn to him as he walks closer to him and ask him, will you help me learn about your past? Like, just focus really, really hard on who you are, and attempt to get him to help him discern his own history to get a plus on a knowledge history check or geography.
Happily. As I mentioned, my name is Victorus Brutson. My father was the judicial champion of Lord Votan himself. And have you got any kind of okay, geography that high is quite good. History is quite good. Religion. Does anyone else have religion or history or planes?
I do have planes. I keep thinking about actual planes. Oh, never mind.
It's already past 9/11.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I know,
we
because
have-
I was running around the damn airport on that day.
And what did you do this year?
Well, unfortunately, I would celebrate in style, so I made sure that everyone could see the fat bloke running around in the airport sweating his balls off. Because nothing makes you
Yeah.
think, should I be running? Quite like seeing a man who clearly has not run in a long time, running as fast as he can.
No, that's fair.
It's like watching someone in a bomb disposal suit run. You think to yourself, maybe I should be running. In any case, okay, with this roll, you heard a few names of that. You know that there were some Ulvan nations can draw some of their lineage back to Lord Wotan, who was active at the very precipice of their history, and they've got some of the oldest recorded histories on the planet in Galarian. But what was mentioned when Lord Wotan was first written down about was that he'd been ruling for centuries when he first appeared. Some scholars think of him as what could potentially be one of the first liches. Some think he might be something even more nefarious than that and might have been some kind of spirit in and of himself. Or perhaps the first ascended human. That said, the name Brunt, you know that there's a river somewhere in Ustalav called the Red Tide, which is what's something called Brunt's Ford. About halfway along it, it's a fording point That's the shallowest point of the entire river. Going there, what was people's history checks? Who was the highest history? I got 11 or 12, so not great. Though, yeah, with that geography roll, that fording point. It might have something to do with them, because that name has been around since Ustalav was, first a nation. Is there anything else you would ask of me? I can surely rattle off a few other names if you prefer. He seems to be quite open about his history.
Well, if you can tell me more about your people, it'd be good. Usually when we try to get information from people, we temporarily possess them so they can just share their thoughts immediately, but I have a feeling that I don't want to die. So...
Yeah, a fear of death is no great flaw, to be perfectly honest. But we were a small tribe. We were growing by the time of my father's time, but we never got bigger than a few hundred people. Big for those days, but from what I'm told, people these days breed like vermin.
Yes, we know something about that. Less said, the better.
Yeah, it doesn't do well to breed like fungus. That's how you end up with races like the goblins and the rat men, things like that. It's unsightly. Kind of the entire corridor has kind of become a kludge of different people all rammed into a space far too small for them.
I'm just assuming that Slappy's taking up a space of his own, still attached to his leg.
No, he's more that he's just dangling off of the back of Comrade's leg, so he's just through the sheer flailing he's taking up the space.
However, as he's walking past, it's hard to describe how this sounds. Basically, their voices are going to come from the mouths of the Phantasmagoria. Ludum will speak through the spaceman and say, "That's an interesting weapon you have. Is that an artifact?"
Nothing so bold. It was handed down to me from my father. Though his was different. He was a great axe.
And then from the mouth of the shaman...
Each in our family learns the technique.
And then from the mouth of the shaman... Do you mind if we identify that?
I'm afraid it wouldn't do you much good. As he drops it, it discorporates into blood and then reappears in his hand. Unfortunately, it and I are not easily parted. He will hold it so it's in clear view. If anyone wants to roll a Planes, a History, or a Arcana check, or even Spellcraft.
Nice.
You said spellcraft?
Yeah.
Spellcraft,
Okay.
please.
Okay, both of you know what it is. It's a veil.
Oh.
And while it looks like it's a very old one. This is the veil blood totem. Though his has manifested as what appears to be the head of some kind of glaive. A blood totem is one of the... It's essentially quite a rare type of... It's specifically a blood veil. It can be bound directly to the lifeblood of a person. The blood totem is an enormous club that can be rammed into the ground as a sort of banner that strengthens the bodies of those around it. This one is, by the looks of things, it would at full strength be a glaive.
Neat. Well, I'll see. I'll bring up the rear, make sure there's nobody ambushes us.
Lead the way. Wait, before we go there, I feel I may know a route that would be a little safer.
The
He'll
whole
wander back
names?
into the room, and he'll pick up, pardon me, what appears to be a chunk of the armor of the now long since incinerated Duergar. And he'll shake the chunk until what falls out is a fairly badly damaged key. He'll hold up the little chunk of tin and brass. Does anyone particularly know their way around tools? Or who could fix this?
Fixing as in mending?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I can fix things. Eris will
It's
pull
quite
out
badly-
Mr. Chubsy Wubsy the Bookie Wookie. Help mending.
He kind of looks looks down at the frogman thing with just a look of complete confusion on his face. And what are you? Not so far from things you know before, sir. Not so far. But regardless. He'll tap the key and return it to its former luster as each dent and burn mark slowly bends back into place, as if it were being struck by an entire horde of tiny hammers.
Also, I'm not sure if this is of note, but Eris now has one level in Magus. So 4 in Witch and 1 in Magus. I don't know if that changes anything, but I will assume Mr. Chubbs is still the Bookie Wookie.
Yes. Thank you, small creature, whatever you are. With that, Chubbs will return to his perch, and Victoros will go over to the wall behind where he was placed. Rather than insert the key, he scratches a great semicircle on the wall and then plunges it into the stone and twists it with a click. When when they first brought me down here, they had me leant against that wall, and he'll point at the back wall, and I saw them move through here. It is deeper down into the tunnels, but it may be safer than trying to move through this place if the lizard things are beginning to revolt against their masters.
In reaction to that, oh, look at that! And, well, kind of hard to say. Some of these kobolds are actually dead and being necrotized by something. The guy who had been the subordinate to the guy we killed, I don't know. I don't think it was possession. I think something was looking through him, though. And whatever was looking through him was able to get the dead ones back to work. It's kind of hard to figure out which ones are dead and alive. Batoon's alive, though. In fact, Batoon, this little buddy, he's been chosen by Rumbler. I don't know. Do you know who Rumble is?
Too young for me to know well, I'm afraid.
A god of...
All of my gods are probably long dead.
Well, Rumble is a god of the worthy undead, and that monk happens to be sworn to him. Be to the big old symbol on her hand, and the symbol smote into his chest. I'm pretty sure if we were to get some of these kobolds out of here, and they were given the same opportunity to understand what a want was, they too would have their bodies, at least marked by Rumbler, and be able to understand concepts of life. Besides that, we actually don't know if they'll turn us or not.
We may be getting ahead of ourselves. Our chief concern should be getting out of this place. I
Well,
fear for the kind of fate that would befall anyone who dies down here.
same. Speaking of, has anybody seen Hadion?
Not really sure. So it was only really Baz that had a direct way of contacting him.
Exactly.
You do recall him slipping between a crack in one of the walls.
Homon will turn towards Mattoon. Mattoon, can you find Hadion and tell him what's happened? We don't have a way to directly contact him anymore.
And he'll run over the corner and wriggle into the wall. I suspect if your man Hadion is whatever his name may be, if he knows his way around down here, he will probably meet up with us later. There is not as many tunnels down here as one may think. They all seem to lead back into one another.
True, however, and he'll hold up his hand to the wall and then put it through the bag, but then try to push it through the wall and just be stopped. Our nature makes it very hard for us to be able to move around here. I can't even face through this. Gotta be careful. Can't even try to do anything with squeezing and stealth. I get stuck. Both of us get stuck. It's easier for Mattoon. He can get through the cracks. And Mattoon is currently being possessed by us, but it's a mutual possession. It's a mutual possession. He communicates with us, we communicate with him. He finds Hadion. We speak through him, through Hadion. Hadion speaks back to us, and Bob's your uncle.
He puts up a hand as if to say, don't worry, I'll get the grasp of it. And he will, with a swift boot, he will heft aside what appears to be a 1 foot thick layer of stone that has formed a kind of a pseudo door that's now being propped open by magic. Okay, players, could you array yourselves up here in the room if you're going through this door, as I'll need to transfer you over to a new map.
Well, I'm gonna need 2 new icons for them since I now have control of them.
Okay, I'll say I'm copying all across, so
Okay.
it should maintain it. Oh, actually, yeah, these are Super Gorias, so I think they're actually running out soon anyway. By the time you get to the next scene, they will have elapsed, I'm afraid. As they're not anchored Super Gorias like some of the other ones are. Okay, so everyone... Obviously, Bass is not on site. Okay, without further ado, let's move on to the third and final map of their area. So I'll just make sure I get this set up from you guys first. Okay. Okie dokie. As you travel through these tunnels, the area is, again, these tunnels are not quite as smooth, though each facet has been detailed intricately with different runic scripts that all come together into a dense network of different iconography. It's as if someone had overlaid dozens upon dozens upon dozens of different civilizations' iconographies over each other. Like someone putting something on a long layer of Photoshop, almost. All carved into solid granite. Though whoever did so didn't seem to bother to smooth the stone terribly before they did so. The smell here has this airy kind of perfumed odor with an undercut of something oily, not dissimilar to burning lamps. Along the walls, you see more of these chunks of rotten meat on these spikes that have been just pitted into the walls, and growing on it is that same luminescent fungi. Eventually, the soil here goes from a sturdy granite to a kind of loomy silt, and then to this thick, viscous porridge of mulch, before eventually giving out to wooden boards placed in long lines. They're crudely put together, but they are actually sturdy enough that they can maintain some footing in this area that is now more of a sunken quicksand swamp. Though out of that does raise that strange odor. Nothing akin to the kinds of smells you get from a natural swamp, but a light, floral almost smell. Almost puts one in mind of a distillery. Before I just make sure I've got the bloody... Suddenly got the urge to double check the dynamic lighting's on. It is, everything is... Excellent. Here we go. Again, you find yourself on the opening of what appears to be a far more developed mine. And in the middle distance, you see what appears to be a river awash with blue light. It glows vibrantly. Again, dotted around up against the walls are more kobolds working the stone. Though these are feverishly picking at the walls with chisels, carving in those intricate symbols.
Can you drag over the Phantasmagoria?
Unfortunately, the Phantasmagorias would have elapsed by the time you'd gotten down to here, as they do have a time limit unless they're bound.
Aww. Okay. The ghosts will approach. I forgot how to say his name.
It's just Victor. It's Victor. It's a very, very old version of Victor. Victoros.
The ghosts will approach Victor, and they will hand him the bag of holding. One mouth says, "Oh, this." The other one says, "All right, you know the routine. Do it." You know, I being the one to do it. Do it anyways.
As this conversation is unfolding, Victoros will look over to Neri and Comrade and Eris as if pleading for an explanation as to what is going on.
Don't look at me.
Eris still is
I'm
just
as
holding
confused as everyone else.
Baz's heart and just like shrugs.
The little heartstrings hanging off the heart will shrug as well.
Listen,
As a brief aside, on the beach.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the beach, Baz, you have like a heart murmur for a second, right before you catch a right hook to the chin.
Shall return in kind.
It's just like two people just throwing right hooks into each other's heads.
Yes.
It's a proper knockdown, drag-out brawl.
Battle of attrition.
Without turning his head, Illumin will answer his question. We are a dyad. He is my eyes. I am his eyes.
I did not know you had a child.
He'll slowly turn his head towards him. So hold on. Is that a joke?
He shrugs. I feel I may have just misheard you. He'll kind of put a finger to his ear and he'll actually dig out what's basically a chunk of stone And kind of looks down at it in a worried fashion. I hope there wasn't anything important.
I suppose the demonstration is in order. Remember, we're flammable now. Right! He'll physically push parts of his body around, and it will do the same mirroring actions on Almond before manifesting a ghost flame. If I can drag it. There we go. Manifesting a ghost flame.
Let me set the lighting thing for it. Oh god. Oh no, Roll20 didn't like that. It's a 15 foot bright light. Okay. You should have control of it.
Yes. And we'll proceed to walk him forward.
There are a lot of kobolds in here.
And we'll move the torch 20 feet away. And making use of dark vision. And what I can only hope.
Oh, for some reason your other token doesn't have vision enabled.
Yeah,
That's
I
odd.
noticed that for a bit, but
I think because it's a secondary token, it doesn't quite have
Yeah.
the thing set up properly. You got 60-foot dark vision.
yes.
Here you go.
And
As you are face to face with, well, a second one.
Not the Shrek toilet.
in reaction to this information, Amon will raise his hand, and in response, Ludum will physically pull him back inside of himself, and then, pushing on his face, push him back out.
Remind me at some point to download the Skulker sound effect of the reversed fart dot MP3.
Yeah.
Where it's like I need to get a proper mic set up for that.
Afterwards doing so, they'll both strike a pose, like, ta-da, in front of Victor.
Victoros will look over to the rest of the party as with this look on his face. Like someone just showed them, like, he has this look on his face like he had just been shown like a trick with a ping pong ball that he was not happy to have learned about. Like he's been just shown an act of utter vulgarity, as if it was something admirable.
With a straight face, he'll see his discomfort and say, "It's a talent. It comes in handy. What did you see?" Makwa, what did you see? Duergar, giant, Sabak rock. 20 clicks that way.
Isn't it click like a kilometer?
Yes. In this
Yeah,
case,
so second
he's measuring it in terms of squares. So 20 feet in this case. Now, Vector, the Duergars can't see us, because, I think they have some kind of life sight, but, I think they will see you.
Oh, they certainly will.
I'm sure you want to get where I'm going, but first, stealth. If we can sneak up on them, you can strangle them with your bare hands.
He will look down, spit on his hands, rub them together, spit again, rub some on his wound to help it heal. And with that, he will grasp the wall, and freehand just climb up into the ceiling, which is a good 30 odd feet up.
As he's climbing, he'll just teleport to his height and keep teleporting just to maintain the height because he doesn't have true flight yet. What exactly are you doing?
They don't look up so well.
Okay, very well. Shall we be your distraction?
You can just sneak by. There's no need to turn this place into a bloodbath if you don't want to.
Okay. He'll teleport back to the ground.
Also, could anyone with knowledge engineering please roll it? Sorry everyone for all the coughing, I've got cold flu as well. Though mine's just a bit congestion.
He was forced to go to London. The residual cringe hasn't left his body yet.
Yeah.
My lungs cringing like incrementally, it can't be stopped.
If I don't have it as a class skill, can I still roll it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you still roll it. I'm also one of those people. I don't agree with the idea that if you roll above a 10 on a knowledge skill, you don't have ranks and you don't get to get above a 10. That's bullshit. Nothing is known at a 10. Like
11.
so. Okay.
That's something, okay.
It's not that tricky to do. So, like, judging by the design of the suits that these pseudo undead Durgar wear, you aren't actually sure if they can look up. They would probably have to tilt their whole body backwards because they have fixed eye positions. That's probably why they're so heavily armored. The design so that they can only really be their only kind of weaker points are the places that they look from. Now, you'd have to be pretty handy to be able to get into those kind of softer points in the armor, but you're dealing with someone who just survived thousands of years of captivity in stone, and he's now back on his feet and running around, so, you know.
Climbing, even.
Okay,
Teleport back to the ground.
At this juncture,
Oh,
Baz.
did anyone offer him a drink?
Yes.
Oh, good.
At this juncture,
Yeah.
as you've been enjoying your little brawl on the beachside,
Yes.
your folks said, "What the fuck are you even doing here? You aren't even dead." And then, as he swings out a left jab, then he just plows his fist into your sternum at full speed. And with a cracking noise, you suddenly find yourself conscious again. You appear to be smaller.
See.
Eris,
Oh no.
you look down. The heart has grown an eye.
I poke at it.
Uh-oh.
Baz, someone pokes you in the eye.
You can't
I have no
complain.
mouth, but I must scream.
You have
No,
no
you- like,
vocal cords either.
A noise erupts from the different valves of the heart that can best be described as somewhere between bass boosted fart sound effect and this.
Can I hold the valves shut?
Baz, someone is trying to strangle you.
I try my best to resist.
You can shoot your smite out of your eye.
Oh, please don't. Never mind.
The eye stops glowing.
In reaction to
I
this,
poke
the
at
ghost will fully move out of his direction.
I poke at the eye again so it blinks, disrupting the spell. Fuck you.
Goodness me.
I'll just go, Mr. Chubbs, it's looking at me. It looked at me first.
Baz,
Look at Chubbs.
Baz, could you roll me linguistics, please?
Alright.
Oh,
I
fuck.
think you actually have ranks in that.
Might. Let's have a look. I have a single rank.
A single rank. 12 plus 12.
Yes.
Hey, you get a good chunk of change from that class skill bonus. In any case, you're starting to get the grips with using your heart valves like vocal cords.
Can you stop poking my fucking eye?
Hello, Baz.
But Han, if you happen to have any marshmallows or any other mouth-obscuring foods to hand, it would be greatly appreciated if you were to insert them into your cheeks to replicate the effect. However, this being short notice, I do appreciate, so therefore you can continue as you were, if that's the case.
It'll just be a bit muffled. Where the fuck are we?
We
ghosts see this.
left.
What do you mean?
Well, you know the statue. I will point the heart to be able to look at him.
There is a tall, pale man who kind of awkwardly waves up in the rafters.
Does he look like a Grendel to me?
Roll me a nature or geography check.
Yeah, I'll roll geography.
He's big enough to be. He's actually a bit taller than you were when you still had legs. But he seems very human, comparatively. You're not sure he might be partially blooded, or you're not. There's ratios. He's most likely, judging by the fact that he's got a crowbar wound in his chest that you recall him getting, and it's already starting to heal quite fervently. You get the feeling he has at least some troll blood.
Right.
And again, he's towering over everyone else here, even though he's only an athletic build.
Having now a very different perspective on the world, being a tiny heart, well, a big heart being held by someone, I'll just look at the guy and say, "Gods above, what did they feed you?"
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
In reactions to this, the ghost will look at the heart, and Amon will go, "How the fuck are you doing that?"
The structures of the vocal cords and the structures of the strings of the heart, not too dissimilar if you squint. Especially with someone with a heart as big as Baz. And I don't mean that like emotionally, I mean that physically. The man has a heart like a fucking baboon.
Oh, because of a baboon heart.
Well, if Team Fortress 2 videos have told us anything, pretty fucking big.
I don't know
Radiant
what
is
that
the heart
means.
of the boon. and other such Richard Bro spin-offs. But anyways,
Baz's heart is not like the usual, like, oh, it's like the size of a fist. No, it's like the size of a volleyball.
Wait, Eris has just been carrying a volleyball around?
I just assume that she put in like a bag, like when people carry bowling balls around.
It's like one of
Actually,
those
read it.
little fast food bags that says thank you on it.
a bit of a
Sorry.
Chinese distributor.
Sorry.
We happen to get takeout on the way down.
So what are they feeding you? What are these you lot eating?
However, Ghost will walk over, making sure not to collide with the Saint's Heart. Ludum will put a hand on Mark's shoulder. He's gonna give him a knowing look.
Mark, you're being looked at knowingly.
I'll nod like yes. That is what I'm gonna do.
Somewhere in the distance, the soundtrack of Digital Insanity starts to play as he starts to face into your being.
Fucking virtual sound. You'll never escape the fucking like. Why is it that all of a sudden Jamiroquai's got a stranglehold on culture again? Like, it's been fucking 20 odd years since that song came out. Don't get me wrong, I like the song, but he's got a big figure, for fuck's sake. I can now take off parts of a Kamen Rider figurine and put on Jamiroquai.
It just
Or
happens to be
JK Jamiroquai, rather.
It just happens to be because it's used in like the animations of JoJo Part 6's characters, with them dancing to Digital Insanity. It's mostly it.
I know, but it's been popping back up from multiple people I know, and it's weird. I think I've gone further. I've been looking at what the Saint's Heart would do, and I think it's actually in the Book of Vile Darkness. which is always a great thing to hear.
Mm.
Material components.
Because the last I was informed, the Saint's Heart would discorporate us on touch.
Yeah. It's okay. Humanoid heart is one thing, but there's also soul not 4. It's a whole to do. Sort that shit. Sorry about that. Caudal feather, caudal scale. Anyway, all that nonsense aside, I've now lost my train of thought entirely. Fuck's sake.
It's okay. It's okay.
Require through
I still have it. But yes, he will phase into your being, and then possess you, and then slowly leave your being. Kind of like the truck being inverted.
Also, just in from Nalthina for $2 saying,
It's now an official episode.
Yep.
Thank you. Very cool.
Thank you, Nathina.
Also, before we continue forward into this area that may potentially have combat in, Mark, had you had any preferences on your divine bond? As you do get to pick between magicking up your armor, your weapons, or just having a mount.
Yeah, I do like the idea of riding into town on a giraffe. Like, that's a funny thing.
Giraffe? Yeah, we can do that. Where's my Salvador Dali collection? Hang on 1 second. Let's get you a giraffe.
Giraffe mount. Beast.
I assume that the giraffe... actually... I just remembered that I'm fluent in horse. Like, horse would be the logical thing. Well, my understanding is that giraffes don't talk.
Really? Is that your understanding?
Funnily enough, as a divine mount, it would talk.
Alright. Yeah, I think that in real life giraffes don't make sounds. Like, I think that's a thing. No, when
don't
you
worry.
know a piece of information but don't know how or why or where, like, or any of the details.
As it is a celestial creature, it will be able to talk to you.
Yeah, but in horse.
Yes.
It's a cousin language. We'll work it out.
Well, I shall find you a suitable piece of giraffe artwork. Banter amongst yourselves for a moment as I get this
I'm
giraffe.
also going to fact check that giraffes can't talk.
Okay.
Do they have vocal cords? Probably. That was a dumb question.
They've got enough room for them.
For sure.
But they might not. You never know.
Imagine just very long stretched vocal cords to the point of where it's useless. Because the sound drowns out by the time it gets out.
Okay, so the answer is that they don't oink, moo, or roar. New research suggests that perhaps giraffes have a distinct sound. They hum, and that they hum at a level impossible for humans to hear.
So it does drown out by the time it gets out.
Excellent. You have a Mongolian throat-singing horse.
Let's go.
So you can put... Okay. Okay. The bigger question becomes, how does one fit a giraffe in a space this small?
Compression. Or
the
choose early versions from early game where they were still short stacked.
You know how orcas, when in captivity, have their fin be kind of flaccid?
It's got a broke neck.
Yeah.
Good.
The giraffe's name is Gaddafi.
Gaddafi.
That's the kind of joke I was trying to work out and then gave up.
Teamwork. It is our giraffe after all.
So it's Muammar Gaddafi.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm just going to use art. Okay, Pinterest. You get. I'm just use the first Pinterest result I can find. Okay, this will do. Let's crop this down.
Surprisingly, a Google search for Gaddafi giraffe.
Didn't
the sort of images that I was hoping for.
Well, let's. I guess we'll have to pop it into the AI then.
Give me 1 second just to upload this. I'll be 1 tick. We will be replacing this artwork thereafter. Just 'cause I'm not positive who made this, but I'll get to add a new character to the player sheet, making it even more flooded with bullshit.
What the fuck?
That's an burning giraffe.
It does look cool.
That kind of goes on.
I do.
Elemental
very
giraffe.
comfortable to sit on.
Probably not.
You know, so despite burning up and being made of gently, sort of just chunks of almost burned stone, there's a number of weird scratches all over it, almost like bayonet wounds. That joke might burn a bit bleak. Never mind. Yes, you're now in possession of a giraffe.
Sweet.
And everyone turning back now sees the giraffe. Which is more than a little bit disconcerting.
I would like to roll knowledges on the giraffe. What the fuck is a giraffe? I will roll nature first. What the fuck is this?
Oh, I was nearly on that one.
I know.
But that is some kind of bizarre, non-magic... You know how, unicorns are magical horses?
Yes.
You think this is to Kirin, dragon horses, what horses are to unicorns. These are the sort of non-magical ancestor or descendant, depending on which theory you really ascribe to. Whether unicorns are evolved horses or horses are devolved unicorns, etc. But yeah, this is some bizarre, long-necked horse-like creature. But judging by the markings and the bizarre appearance, you get the feeling that is most likely some kind of boon granted by the gods, or in this case, granted by perhaps the very concept of communism.
Communism gives you giraffe?
I'm gonna put that on my campaign poster.
Communism gives you giraffe? Question mark? Question mark? Question comma mark.
Yes, it is a question.
Communism, it's a bit of a stretch.
No. It's a low hum on you.
Oh,
Aiden is killed. Please send money in so I can pay to have her flung into the street.
No.
What? Don't
fling her into the carpenter's house.
What?
What did she mean by that?
I don't know what Penny meant by this, and now I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, I can't find a giraffe monster apart from this one, but I found a little gecko wizard This is some bullshit.
Gecko.
And a badger. The fucking picture of the badger man in full plate looks better than the Duergar. The fucking 5e players, I swear to God.
Bruh.
In any case, now that Mark now has his very own mount, who I will now let him actually control.
That's good.
Controlled by all players. Everyone actually has control of it, but yeah, now you should be able to control it. We'll fill out the stats for that in the interim week. So, how would you like to go about this little shindig? Because you have at least one hostile in the area. Though how hostile they remain is to be seen. You have dethroned the previous foreman of the previous area. What'll it be, folks?
Can we just get on with it and move forward?
Well, I just realized I was muted. Well, I'm gonna need you to get out the Summon Monster 1 chart, Bill.
Already had it open.
What do you want me to roll?
Okay, what kind of Summon Monster? Are we talking about the really bootleg one that I use for Penny's character, or I'm talking the regular one?
That's an interesting question. Can I use the fucked up one? Because I have normal Summon Monster 1, but if we can use it...
Yeah, you're allowed to use it. It is a level 1 cut spell.
Well...
It just gets more potent as you level up.
What do you want me to roll for that?
Yes, please. It's a d20, please. Please note that this will make noise.
5.
5. And a d3.
D3. Why is there not a button for D3?
/R d3. It's not used very often, to be honest. Or just roll a d6. Either or.
2.
Oh no! Okay, the creature is made of excrement. Is the noise it makes as it's summoned into existence? Okie dokie, let's see what kind of a pixie made of this one. Okay. Could you roll me a d20 for the hit dice? I just stop making people roll for this and just let them choose. Okay, it's a 16 hit dice shit monster. What was a great start.
Hooray.
A d6, please. 3. Okay, and another one.
I hope your dominance roll is gonna be good. I don't want to have to fight shit.
1. Okay, it's a gossamer. And another pair of d3s. Oh dear. I'm going to ask you to re-roll one of those to prevent demonetization. As you roll the Gossamer Genitals.
Genitals?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's on this chart. Listen, the person who made Lamentation of the Flame Prince is kind of a weirdo.
Yeah.
Now, to prevent
Really?
the turd monster having a set of Gossamer junk on it, please re-roll the last D3. So no, it should be
The
D6.
creation of an 8-year-old.
That's why. They're meant to be D6s, not 2D3. I was wondering why you rolled that so reliably. Yeah, it's 2D6s.
This is a DM's fault. I am not responsible. This is 7.
Yeah. Okay. 5 and 2. That is Gossamer sores. I'd say even worse. Now it's diseased. Okay. Step 4 is the hit. We've already got to that bit. Okay. Oh yeah. It's got a 69. Could you roll me a D12, please?
Underrated rap band. I liked them.
I also enjoyed D12. Though, weirdly, my mum has their album, which is always a bewildering thing. Hell, I made the school run back in the day a lot easier. Okay, could you roll me 4 D100, please?
$157.
Okay. AC is increased by 11. 51. That is mirror image always on. Could you note that down, please?
Yes.
Now the turds are multiplying, just like my life. The shit keeps piling up. Okay. Another prismatic spray at will. This keeps getting rolled.
Let's go.
And 39. This is immune to metal weapons. Or immune to metal in general.
Does that count for the 7 rocks body armor?
From which body armor, sorry?
The Sabrok rock.
Oh, that one. Most likely.
Okay.
Yes. We shall now get you some artwork. To the chagrin of everyone. I'm just going to go with what seems most appropriate. Okay. As I'm sorting this out, please chat amongst yourselves. So we don't have any dead air.
The ghost will make a semicircle. And they will join hands and slowly uvulate under their breath as they manifest this creature into existence. And while they do so, using Mark's body, the Ludin will speak to Victor and tell him, "We're going to make an easy distraction, and we're going to walk very slowly past the creature, and we will be the front lead. If there is combat, I'm going to ask you to maintain your position until we have fully distracted it well enough for you to plunge your weapon into a weak spot. The small of their back contains a battery pack of energy, and they have an attack used with the claw. Don't get grabbed. It can life siphon you."
The claw.
If you can make a hole in that armor, I can be able to penetrate it and utilize a weapon of alchemical solution, but only if it's a last resort. Otherwise, we're going to attempt to avoid them.
Okay. Okay, I finally found out I've got a suitable piece of shit.
Oh.
A suitable piece of shit.
Thank you, Ritualist, for this artwork that is always always comes in handy. What be name? Okay, we should now be able to control the turd.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, I just never.
And as the party balloons into an absolute horror menagerie of different summoned creatures, and mounts, and pets, and everything else.
Wait, shouldn't I be able to summon as well right now?
Yes.
Oh, also, your domination roll, please. Will
yeah.
save.
It's will save?
Yes, please.
Okay. I am going to use the trait that lets me substitute charisma for this. I just need to add a +5.
Penny, were you also looking to summon?
No, I just said it as a joke.
You have Han's blood pressure in the background.
The only thing that can save us now is a Chinese takeaway.
I mean, I already have the bag and you in it. Guess it's Indonesian takeaway then.
5 plus 5 plus 3.
Fucking take you.
Eric.
I was scared.
28.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time this show's devolved into domestic violence. Nor will it be the last.
We're going international.
Exactly.
We get to battle.
I'm gonna be coming to Guernsey at some point. It's gonna be international, right? I think.
Okay. Yeah, that actually will. I think. Let's see. It's post. Oh shit. No. Ooh. You are at a stable. You have not achieved full domination of the creature. However, it seems to be willing to help, as it were.
Does it speak?
Yes.
No. It can burble just about.
Is it capable of thought?
It appears to be.
Luton will physically move around to its front. He will signal back to Victor if he can drop his bag of holding towards him, because I gave it to him and then he climbed the wall.
Yep. It will fall into your grasp.
He will, in the same motion as it's falling, with one hand going inside the bag and then plunging outward, pull out a bottle of Ectocooler. Pop the top. It's ectoplasm.
I'm making a reference to something. Don't worry about it.
Only the best. He'll pop the top, and he will offer it to the creature. And by offer, I mean he will put his hand forward, and Amon from behind is going to push it slightly forward to accept the bottle.
Its form will close around the bottle, and it is kind of a crunch as it is absorbed.
After it has absorbed the ectoplasm, we will then attempt grand benevolency. Does the creature choose to resist?
It will choose not to, because it doesn't consider your possession really to be a threat to it on a substantial level.
Then, utilizing, let me get to it because I still got my legendary book open. The scroll all the way past all this fucking time. Utilizing intuitive and logical, we will use the spell-like effect of grand benevolency to communicate with it through the series of gurgles that will then submit to words. With the first sentence being, "Can you understand me?"
Yes.
Do you have a name that you prefer?
No.
Would you like one?
No. Show, kill, eat.
Indeed. It will then be well, not forcibly turned, but through benevolency, it will be made to do an about face. A bow towards the party members. And as it's bowing, friend, don't kill. Friend, don't kill. Friend, don't kill. Puppy, fuck around and find out. Witch, don't kill. Pointing up to the ceiling. And as it does so, it's like being made to bend backwards until it's looking straight up at Victor. Friend, don't kill. Then giraffe, don't kill. About face. Master, you will be rewarded for your actions. Head crane to the side to look at Almond. Why are you gonna give him a command or what? I was thinking about it. Secondly, Headmaster, don't kill. It'll then be made to look. It'll then be made to look inside of the network to locate Mattoon.
Mm-hmm.
This is a friend. We kill on its behalf.
Hmm.
Then pointing around the room. Yes.
At this, it will scamper off around the corner.
The creature?
Yeah. And as it does, it kind of just it sort of just... It doesn't engulf the kobold, it kind of slurries over it.
Yes.
Kind of smashed into the ground, a bit traumatized.
As it's disconnecting in the distance. Kobolds. Not priority target. If they fight back, defend yourself.
You hear much crunching and gnashing of teeth. If people would like to stealth, now is probably the time. I will not include the giraffe in the equation until it is summoned specifically. So it's considered a hallucination until such a time that it's summoned in.
Okay. Also, before combat begins, I will cast... If I can get the damn thing open. I will cast Anticipate Peril.
Okay, please mark off your uses of spells there.
Let's see here. First time during spell's duration, target has to make initiative check. The creature adds insight bonus on initiative check to spell's caster level, maximum 5. So that'd be a plus... Actually, that's a good intriguing question. Would it be counted as a +4 or a +5 since I'm 5th level, but I only have 4 true caster levels?
I go with the cast level.
Okay, that'd be a +5 then.
If you get spellcasting progression from the class, though, you do increase your cast level as well.
Okay, that will be a +5 then, and I will do that to the leading members. So they will do the necessary hand signs for Anticipate Peril. Touch himself. Touch Penny.
Ooh.
Touch Neri. Excuse me. Touch Eris. Touch Neri. Touch Comrade.
Okay.
He's gonna look at the heart. I can't touch you. I'm sorry. He will then teleport to eye level with Victor. I'm going to give you a spell effect. Where would you like me to touch you?
He'll just reach down with a arm to make the conversation less awkward.
Touch. He'll teleport back down. He will then hand the bag of holding and wrap it around a comrade. And then, for the first time, actually use the stealth roll.
Okay. The question, boys and girls, are we stealthing through this, or are we going to run in all guns blazing and cause trouble? What'll it be? The ball's in your court.
I'm fine with going in guns blazing.
You don't even have arms. I
have an eye.
I can throw.
He has an eye, and he can
Eye
cast
blazing.
I can throw.
He has an
you.
eye of holy combat, and he will cast blight on those his god was supposed to.
If I throw the heart, does that count as me trying to kill? Because I was told not to kill.
If you throw the heart, it's just aiding, and it's basically. How to put it?
Does it do holy damage upon contact?
Pretty much.
I can chase Carl around with it. That's good enough.
The
So
ghost.
if you're looking to hurl the heart as essentially artillery.
Also, remember, Penny, you have telekinesis
Yes,
up
I
to
know.
like 30 feet, so he could hurl it at like an insanely wide arc.
I can hurl it at insanely fast speeds.
Yes.
Very high speed.
The ghosts will be slightly perturbed by the nature of the party member, considering how they can fastball special a object of holy smiting against them.
Well,
It'd be like that sometimes.
you know how dodgeball works? You should
You're
cast
about-
it before
you're
you're
about to find
out.
out.
The ghosts are painfully aware. They help teach the children how to play dodgeball.
It was especially harsh playing dodgeball in the Bronze Ages, of course. They used concrete balls.
Little Timmy was
Just
never,
like in the military.
Little Timmy was never the same when poor Jebediah clipped him in the head.
Got better at fighting that.
And they lovingly called him One-Eyed Jim.
Jim famously invented the crayon so he had something to eat.
And if only Goliath were better at dodgeball.
Indeed. However, for the first time ever, they will make a stealth roll.
Okay, respectable 32. Everyone else's stealth rolls, please.
Yeah.
Could I instead opt to basically just give Eris and Aid another?
Yes. Besides, you're still honestly, Han. I wouldn't worry about it. You're so small. You're like a tiny creature. Your natural stealth.
I will take
through
you
the
out
roof.
of the crinkly bag.
Cold War Mech posed an interesting question, which is, if I'm used as artillery, can I use siege engineering?
That's a good question.
Yes.
I was allowed to do it in
Nice.
town, so I believe it'd only be fair that they're also allowed
I'm
to.
If you're throwing one of your friends in an arc, it's always siege engineering.
Fucking throw me at the goal.
Comrades disappears.
It's like we have two weapons now. A
He
weapon of
blinks.
communism and a weapon of the gods.
He blinks out of existence, only for a giraffe to appear.
He touches the giraffe and just he touches the giraffe and phases into the hallucination realm.
It's just like Agito. Only more
It's just like one of
autistic.
my Japanese animes.
Anyways,
Goodness me. Okay, and your friend, yeah, he's fine. Okay. Any other stealth check? He's got 28. Yeah, Eris has got a fairly low 9, unfortunately. But you're up against someone who has got a abysmal perception anyway. Oh yeah, yep. Okay. Move up for your first turn of movement. However fast you wish to go. If you move over half your speed, it is remember it is a -2, I believe. Then it's a -5 at full speed. So past full speed into a double move, it's a -5. At a run, it's just impossible unless you've got an ability. As I'm fairly certain, Mark thought he was on the ruler.
Yeah.
Happens to us all.
That was a very straight line, though.
Yep.
It's one of my skills, drawing straight lines.
Nonsense, you're a communist.
however, before the party moves, Uludum will restate the game plan and will resound the words inside of Comrade's head while also speaking only loud enough for the party to hear. We are going to walk very carefully away from the left side wall, and we are going to walk ahead, and I will lead. We will stay out of sight, and I will tell you when to move. You then peer into the mind of the creature you just summoned to see what it's doing.
It's just beating the piss out of that Duergar machine. Because it knows it can't hurt it, so it's swinging. It's hitting either like illusions or it's hitting paste, and in return, it's being crushed into the floor.
Excellent.
It's getting mauled by the poop monster.
Well, you're a piece of fairly well-designed, if somewhat like rugged machinery. What's going to mess you up the most? Something that can seep into your internal structures, including your life support systems.
It's going to be a gunky.
Also, should we note, the Duergar inside, whilst lobotomized, is alive.
Not for long.
So it needs air.
Yeah,
Not for long.
not for long.
When the poo monster rams itself into the air vents and hotboxes you to death, yeah, it'll do the trick.
This is excellent, Bill.
So everyone, please move up to where you're moving in your first turn. So you have a full round of actions, but moving over half is going to be a penalty to your stealth, and moving double moving is going to be another penalty as well. So move up, and please tell me if you're moving more than half.
Does this include standard action movement?
Yeah. Essentially, if you can move 30 feet, if you move over 15, tell me.
I just want to know if we have the ability to use our standards.
Yes.
I'm just gonna
Excellent.
move 10 feet, because I'm slow as fuck, because I'm made of boulders.
But you're empty boulder. You're a crab
Actually,
soup
you know what, I
boulder.
didn't-
Oh, jeez.
Bill, would that have affected my speed whatsoever?
What particularly?
I mean, your
Yeah.
strength is still the same.
Yeah, my strength's still the same, and
Speed is not a matter of your strength. Speed is a matter of your
because
gait.
I weigh 26 pounds, so.
Yes. But you're also full of water and crab.
Oh, right, and crabs.
Crab soup.
It's about your stride, not about how fast. Or how your speed is based on your stride, not your strength.
You get that wide Putin stance if you're walking around full of water and crabs.
You just hear the crabs clinking against the inside of your body as it sloshes around you.
It's very
Well,
sexy.
Bill, it might be nearing that time again. We might have to reboot the party.
I'm so sorry.
I will use
teach some harsh lessons.
I will use my standard to teleport forward 30 feet, but doing so in the air, and then move, slowly gliding downwards another 30 feet.
Okay. Okie dokie. Your new friend from long ago, is going to scuttle across the ceiling at quite a speed.
Also, as it must be said, the Sabbath Rock is literally getting shit on.
Yes. Okay. Has everybody moved up?
No.
Almond will
Now
turn
I
back
have.
to- Almond.
You know what? Let's do this in narrative time instead. So everyone, one more stealth check, please.
Can I move Albert?
Yes.
Thank
He
you.
moves in your turn.
Can I move behind him?
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Roll that
Whoa.
d10,000.
I just can't get over the boxing bell every now and then.
Do you like that sometimes?
Yeah.
From my microphone, I'm pretty sure that's Family Feud from my mother's room.
Oh, then probably Family Feud, but it's one of those bells. Reminds me of boxing.
Indeed. I actually learned the other day. my
During
mother
battle,
watches-
target's allies are invisible to him. Or, at death, target is resurrected, but as the opposite sex.
Option 2,
Well.
please.
Well, okay, but you're going to regret that sentence.
Wait, could you repeat that?
When he
chose?
dies, he's resurrected as a member of the opposite sex. The issue is
You're
that he is
already
already
dead.
dead.
So you would resurrect right now,
Yes.
as not
No.
your character, as a woman.
The most frightening thing of
Hey,
all.
worse than death itself.
In that case, option 1.
Oh, they're back down. Okay, so now anyone who considers you their ally, they are invisible to you in combat.
This is
It's pretty
acceptable.
bad.
This is acceptable. I can work around this.
I must become an even bigger shitbag to my teammates so that they don't consider me their ally.
Have we?
That's actually a very important question. If they don't truly consider me an ally, then I can still see them.
Yes, but you won't be able to benefit from things like aid and other. That's all. That's the trade-off. Okay. Move up to where you are. Is anyone going in? There is there. Okay, so let's try that again. The river is up ahead. It is glowing a bright, vibrant blue. Most of you will probably be able to make it up to there, whilst the Duergar is busy fighting with the summoned monster. How are you interacting with it, if at all?
The river.
Yes. It is glowing a vibrant, bright blue.
I don't trust that blue.
Roll Arcana, I guess.
I got blue. Let me smash.
I go blue.
Bitches love blue.
Honestly,
I will
yes.
roll a perception roll, and then I will roll an Arcana roll.
So
And then
we're
I
pretty
will
blue
roll
out today in the city.
a geography roll. These are very high rolls.
This is some kind of phosphorescent, either plankton or perhaps fungi. It's hard to tell. Also might be some kind of sedimentary mineral. It's hard to tell. It's some kind of powder-like substance in the water. You're not sure if it's a creature or if it is a...
How much does it take to sprint? Sorry, but we still heard a train.
Yes, sorry. But yeah, don't worry about the movement at this point. Assume that you can all get to the river with those rolls.
What do I learn with all of the rolls, Bill? As I assume the first readout was perception.
This set of rivers is actually a set of estuaries up leading into this major river from small waterfalls up north. You're not sure what the substance is that's causing it. It might be a type of plankton or fungus. It could also be some kind of mineral deposit. You're not sure, but it's glowing a bright blue.
Could it be considered algae?
It may be. You're not sure without examining it with some kind of either a microscope or similar.
You bring it to Algae Man.
We've been underground for so long, I forget about people we've met.
Not that you were particularly keen on remembering the NPC listings beforehand either. But...
True.
I do so much. I know Algae Man, Weed Wizard, Sir Ironwood.
Armand is going to ask the substratal on Neri's hand if it can identify the flow and direction of water of the river. And and if it is a home to any other substratals in the area.
Place me in the water. Sorry, I keep forgetting. That's not the substratal I thought. Put me in the fucking water.
Okie dokie.
Poke a finger into the water. It's flowing fucking that way. He points towards where it's going. Which is south.
Interesting.
Let's make sure of it. Pass me a stick.
They are going to reach into the bag of holding and produce one stick.
He flings it into the water and watches it go downstream.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to fucking know then?
When's your birthday?
You want to get him a gift?
I'm not gonna write down an NPC's birthday again. Not another.
I'm already a gift to the fucking world. I don't need another one. He retracts into near his own.
I was gonna get him a bunch of balloons. However, in immediate response, like, Markla, get up here! Coming! Use a swift to pull him out and push him back in. Keep an eye on everybody. I'm investigating. He will push the bag of holding into his hands and will teleport across the water.
There is a very strange sensation of space when you try to go above this water.
Is it something that is magically perceived, or is it just a state and feeling?
It seems to have... That teleportation was far more difficult than usual.
He'll lean towards the water of the bank, and he'll hold a hand out over the water.
It's warm.
The air?
Yeah, air above the water is warm.
He will kneel down. He'll and then spit some ectoplasm onto the water.
It reacts, but it's not like a violent chemical reaction. It's this. You would say that, rough, judging by the reaction of the ectoplasm, the temperature is somewhere around the temperature of a cup of tea. So hot, but not like boil. It won't scorch you, but it is going to be like uncomfortably warm. It's like a particularly hot bath.
And I can
hot enough to start discorporating your ectoplasm, only just.
Okay. I can see generally in this direction. About how far would I see, or is there just nothing on this side of the map and that's just stressing?
Which direction, sir?
This direction over here, towards the north side of the screen.
Oh, okay, so...
Just in from Zalmas for 20 saying, just got back, don't care what's going on, cluster munition, go.
I see.
Goodbye, Mr. Poopman. Thank you for your service.
In the other room, you hear a loud click. And then the area is filled with sparks and shrapnel. As, despite being engulfed, the creature has activated some kind of countermeasure and has erupted in essentially a wall of flak, wrenching apart the feces monster. And sending him curtailing back into the wall. The construct-clad Duergar will stand up back to his feet and will do something a bit untoward. He will discharge the hammer arm on his right side, leaving a kind of a skeletal machine claw, and reach down to his what would pass for a hip on a normal creature, and it'll click into place, retracting a very strange-looking device. And with a high pitch and I think quite dull, an iron spike nails the feces monster to the wall. It's essentially some kind of device designed to drive pitons into stone.
Now, you said that the monster got into its air vents and was attempting to suffocate it.
Yeah, but before we continue, I will need to have reflex saves for everyone because that flak munition bounced. So it's hurling shrapnel in every direction, it's bouncing off walls. I need reflexes from everyone. Some of you will have cover from this due to your positioning.
Oof. Alright.
Okay, let me get the sheet.
Do I need to roll for the creature's reflex, or am I just rolling only for
I'll roll that mind.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
It's great that I have cover.
Okay. Anyone who rolled below a 15...
One moment. This is Albert. Bless. Now I need to roll for Eris. Oh, that's wrong. Uh, 16 would be the original roll.
Okay. I'm going to get... Let's see. go with fireball. Okay, if you rolled below a 15, you take 15 damage.
You can cover.
This is if you. Those of you who have got cover, you failed. Reduce that damage by 2/3, so it'd be 10.
5 damage.
Everyone who rolled above a 15 takes half, so you round up, so 8 damage.
Okay.
This is both fire and piercing.
Ouch.
Oof.
So you'd have to have resistance to both to resist it. In other words, you take a lower of your resistances to, or your DR and your elemental resistance. As the area is filled with essentially a shower of red-hot ball bearings. And anyone who failed the reflex save and is not undead. Did anyone fail?
Yes.
But he's a heart.
You won't. Yeah, you're a heart, so you got a great amount of cover than even.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Essentially, you're running on like what's the word? Familiar rules at this point, so you count yourself as some evasion.
Right.
So you take half. In any case. Yeah, the creature. There is some kind of spike driver currently being wielded by the machine. If you guys want to get out of here safely without having a fight in your hands, I suggest you move now.
To continue my question, the poo monster attempted to phase through its body to suffocate it through the heating vents.
Yes.
Bill, the poo is my ectoplasm.
Weird.
Grand malevolency.
Not enough to get through the warding, I'm afraid. It hadn't gotten deep enough.
Okay, fair.
Ares, Neri, can we get a fucking move up?
I'm slow.
Again, we're not
Shut the
internal
fuck
here.
up and start running.
We're allowed to
Alright.
move
Not
up to
internal,
the...
but just move yourself.
I moved up to. Oh, we can move up there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow the giraffe made it there faster than us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bottle some of this water.
Got long legs.
I would like to take 4 bottles, please.
Okay.
How do I write
As you-
this down?
As you huddle over at the waterside, you hear the slow expiration of the summoned monster. As piton after piton is driven through it.
I will fill
Whatever
up
that-
only one and then cross and then fill up the other ones.
Whatever that creature is using is hitting with enough force that it's bypassing the creature's immunity to metal.
Hmm.
It's physically crushing it with so much. It can't be pierced by it, but it's been crushed with so much force that is essentially disrupting it.
As the creature is being slammed, I choose my words very wisely. As the creature is being slammed repeatedly, I will mentally communicate to it. I apologize, but we cannot be able to save you. But you have served dutifully.
It kind of burbles and discorporates. And a change takes place on the creature. As it rounds the corner, you notice that it's no longer its usual self. As it's disengaged one layer of its plating.
Oh no.
And grasped in its hands is a strange-looking device. Again, that same device used to drive those spikes through that monster. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly move this one section one moment. It almost looks like an ornate hand crossbow or something similar. You have heard stories of strange devices that Duergar use as both tools and as weapons, but never anything like this. It rumbles in a very low tone. It begins to slowly stride towards you.
As the creature gets closer, Almon's eyes dart at Neri and the creature. And very quietly, get the fuck over the wall.
I'm full of water and crabs. I'm heavy and slow.
We're truly not moving in initiative order at the minute, mate. You can walk over there if you wish.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
obviously. Okay.
Asking the DM. The GM. If
Are you
he's
sure?
Are you
I
sure
don't know
about
why I
this?
said that.
Please kill me now.
I can throw
would
you
have
in the
mercy.
water, Baz.
I'm a little sleepy.
Do you want
Sorry, I
sippy
said
of
I'm
the water? Or
Almond-
start
I
holding.
want to go back to the beach. It was nice there.
I mean, all the water goes to the beach, right?
All water returns to the sea.
Almond will take 10 steps forward and toss the bag of holding across to Ludum, and then will walk back towards the creature and hover in front of its face to block its view from all of the life signs that it could possibly see.
It raises the device towards you.
Oh, I see. He'll cross his hands. My reaction to that.
Strange thing is where you've chosen to teleport to, it's still in the line of fire.
I know.
Bruh.
Funny that.
In the form of
Okay, what's
reaction.
your touch AC?
19.
You find yourself pinned to the wall behind you by an enormous metal spike.
Both or one.
Oh yeah, you were stacked up? Yeah, both. It's through your arm. It will do a total of 12 points of damage.
Acceptable. Is the arm fully immobilized?
It is nailed to the wall. It's a thick iron piton. There's a triangular cross section, and at the rear of the spike is a hefty metal ledge.
Is there anything particularly mechanically or religiously altered about the object that prevents me from just...
It is
unpinning
hissing
myself?
with a sulphurous odor and emitting fumes.
In
If you want to
reaction
roll
to
me a
that,
knowledge check of any kind, you may do so.
okay. In reaction to that, after they get pinned to the wall, because they're kind of like stacked inside of each other, but they're pushed out of the way enough that the other one can speak. And
Wow.
why did you think it was a good idea?
Okay, I'm gonna reveal this to Baz. Oh, and yeah, to Armand as well. This is an ornately carved spike driving device.
Bro.
That's
Is
What's
this just
more-
a fancy nail gun?
Yes, this is a very fancy nail gun. In this case, driven by an infernal engine
Interesting.
rather than a regular compressor.
Oh, could I roll geography to figure out, like, if there's any weak spots in the rocks above the creature?
You may.
Alright.
you can see a few places where Victoros has been climbing, where some stalactites have been destabilized.
I would like to gut bolt that.
Roll away.
Zip zip.
Zip is up, zoobity bop.
Can I aim him?
Yes.
No.
I'm gonna give aimbot.
As you grasp the heart and kind of shove it forward as if it was some kind of weapon, you suddenly have a flashback. So this makes it count as mine, right? As another hand is touching the heart for a second. It's a flashback to another time and another place.
Oh no!
That faceless void of stars as it looks into your eyes and says, "Dibs." But the shot does not go wide. It strikes the stalactite and drops it down, giving you some much-needed time as it's blocking off a large chunk of the area.
All right, ladies, let's get a move on.
You can hear it smashing its way through. Methodically.
The ghosts are going to try to pull their arm. This is the arm move.
The arm is currently stuck.
Guys,
Should roll me a strength check.
is that a form of a joke, Bill?
You're allowed to use Dex for this one.
15.
It is stuck fast.
Can I help by gut bolting the rock?
Yes.
All right.
Roll me a power check.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
That's exactly what you mean. Okay, you literally got exactly the DC. As you basically just look at it, that's an infernal nail. You just laser beam it with your eye beams and it melts. Iron goes through.
Nice.
Okay, you've now got a little bit of time. Plot your courses where you'd like to go, and let me know if there's anything you're looking for.
Can we take the bolt with us?
It would have been melted, I'm afraid.
Unfortunate. Just gonna go ahead in the bag and just slurp down some evil code red, and then just keep moving. But as they keep moving, and what made you think? What made you think that was a smart idea? I thought it couldn't fucking save me. Apparently, the second skin can detect us, or I don't know, maybe the gun detected us. Doesn't matter. It hurt. I learned from it. We now know they can do that. Victor, any idea what the fuck just happened?
Another one of their degenerate demon weapons.
Indeed. Well, the worst is over. A little bit of a strange sensation across the river, but besides that, we'll be fine. We're made for this. Shame about Mr. Pillington.
One thing you note, those of you, I've seen some people mention towards it, there is what appears to be a gap in the stone up above. Seems to be emitting a small amount of light.
Geography to assess it.
It appears that someone blocked off a gap as a defensive measure.
Oh, Eris, would you mind placing me against the rock over there?
I'll smush the heart with the eye into the rock.
Okay.
Landscape particularly difficult terrain.
Okay, I was going to ask if you wanted to look through the gap first, but let's go. I guess. Hang on, let me go onto the dynamic lighting layer.
Yeah, this looks like the place.
As you're faced, pardon me, with an enormous ritual circle, with a number of strange-looking creatures floating amongst it.
They look so much funnier when they're squished. They look like little flying like gnomes.
Essentially what they are some form of duergar. They are floating off the ground, and it appears that their eyes have been sewn shut.
Hey, we won't have to do stealth rolls. That type of perception, that is.
Dotted amongst the different circles within this greater ritual, bones have been laid out in piles. Who dares intrude on this holy place?
I will hold out
As
the
something
heart.
rounds the corner.
I will hold out the heart. Baz, you're holy, right?
A foot
Differently.
crashes out of the shade.
Good day, sir.
What you're faced with is a duergar who dwarfs even Baz, and is taller even
yeah,
than
right now.
compatriot Victoros.
Sorry.
The duergar stands in at an easy 14 feet tall.
Jesus Christ.
Bug.
Wields an equally tall great axe.
Eris is 4'9" right now. This is he's almost just a third of his height. She's just gonna look up and just say, "Hello, sir." In Terran.
Looks down at you and sneers. You're here just in time. As the ritual circle flares into life,
Eris will call out to the Eris, "Oh hey, we made it on time." Oh no.
just put a little dynamic lighting on all this.
Bill, could I roll religion to figure out whether the ritual is has reached its end or its crescendo?
This was you may roll that way.
All right.
Also, we just got a sticker from Captain for 10, which is just a lemon that is laughing.
Thank you, Captain.
It's a little lemon man that is laughing.
Okay. As the ritual flares into life, and the various this strange priesthood chant in a low, inaudible manner, blue flames engulf each of the major piles of bones, splitting into this bizarre blackish light in the middle, and the central ritual circle flares into deep carmine light with these script of purest gold light erupting out from the edges. The smell in the room is a heady mix of every sacred incense you've ever experienced, mixed with burning oil, of molten rubber, of of magma cooling in the morning breeze and of quenched iron. All the heady undertone of blood.
Ugh.
This entire ritual circle has been written out in blood. The amount is staggering.
Just fucking drooling at all of that blood.
Oh, right.
You just go in there, lap up the ritual circle. Disrupted. You just lick away the ritual circle. Oh. Be my guest. Walk in, have a sip.
Unless anyone's got a better plan.
The large figure will snap his fingers, and in will walk a number of enormous creatures. Literally pushing aside the pillars of stone with their bare hands.
Oh.
I don't know if it's just me, but I find this octagram really disturbing just because it's 8 points. Like, it just looks weird to me.
Yeah.
So it just triggers the afsness in me or something.
Autism.
Something's coming in through the grapevine. Baz.
Yes.
You have found yourself in the possession of something new as a result of our good friend Captain. As you suddenly grow back your right ear. Though in this case, it seems to be a bit peculiar. It is composed of delicate interconnecting cogs and gears. And you've got access from now on to the Thump the Engine boost from the Mangled Gear discipline.
Ooh.
Basically, the attack roll would require you use a weapon associated with Mangled Gear. But essentially, yeah, just it's a boost reroll.
Alright. Is that after the result is known?
Check. After the result is known, but you have to use the second result, even if it's lower.
Gotcha.
No secondary rerolls.
Cool.
So the clockwork ear replaces your right ear and functions normally.
Alright. Oh, by the way, since Baz is capable of regeneration, would he slowly be growing back, or is he still in a sort of... Like
you are slowly regrowing.
Right. That must look really unnerving. As like...
Yeah, especially since you've just grown a chunk of metal.
Yeah.
Like the idea that it starts with like the vascular system.
You do have an awful lot of trailing membranes at this point. You essentially look like a heart that is disgorging an enormous amount of like fibrous spaghetti.
I see.
See, it actually starts with the nervous system. Seeing as that actually can't have been destroyed. Be that as you may. Yeah, you find all yourselves in a bit of a unfortunate situation. If anyone would like to roll any knowledge checks, as we will be ending it there for this evening, with multiple of us being in poor states of health, and some of us having to update our sheets from last level up. Walking on drafts and such.
I would like to roll knowledge religion to pray and ask my god what she wants of me or he wants of me. I can't fucking tell the way he's sending this.
Just use non-binary.
Yeah.
He's male. He is Asmodeus' brother.
I will clasp my hands for you.
Hey Lord, what doth thou wisheth of me?
Hey Dad, can I get an allowance?
The word parlay comes into your brain.
Hmm.
So, any other knowledge checks to anyone who wants to know what these things are? There's one of those situations where it's like, I'm about to be hit with something. I don't want to know what it. I don't want to know what it is.
No, want to know what it is, but I don't know what I would have to. Geography, history, local.
I would like to roll in the beginning of the next session, so I'll actually remember until then.
Oh yeah, probably.
Could we ask Victor to assist us in identifying the creatures?
Specific injunction regarding the Thump the Engine boost. It will explicitly work with demon weapons.
Ooh, very nice.
As they are weapons that can have glitches and such. Essentially, if the weapon has some kind of glitch effect, misfire, be it a misfire or some kind of demon roll, it can be used with it.
Right.
But I'll say, mainly these rolls for knowledges will be just so I can reveal to you the NPC entry for these creatures, because they do have their own ones. And then we can recount the information next week.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry for being a little bit under the weather. We should be back to normal next week. I think we will do the regular politics stream, news and politics stream tomorrow. But yeah, see you all then. Hopefully I won't be too sick. All right. See you guys. And see you next week. Bye.
Good night.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.